All right, so if you're looking for the top neighborhoods to live in Jupiter under $1 million, then you are in the right place. Today, we are gonna talk about 5 of my favorite neighborhoods in Jupiter, Florida, under $1 million. So if that sounds interesting to you, you better stick around. So your bags are packed, you're ready to make the move. You are coming to Florida, you're ready for the sand, the sun, the shopping. You want the restaurants and the golf, and you're coming to Jupiter. Well, I'm so excited you're here because we're gonna talk about 5 of my favorite neighborhoods that you can live in Jupiter, Florida for under $1 million. And we're talking single family homes. So I can't wait to share more of that with you. But my name is Andy Johnson with the Andy Johnson Group over at eXp Realty. And listen, every day we have people just like you that are wanting to make Jupiter their home. They're giving us a call, texting, emailing, because they're thinking about moving today, tomorrow, next week, or even next year. And we want to hear from them and we want to hear from you. So if you're thinking about coming down, you want to look at some homes, or you just need more information about the area, make sure that you reach out to us. But let's get back to it. Let's talk about some of the excellent neighborhoods that you can live in. So there's all sorts of price ranges and all sorts of choices here in South Florida, and specifically in the Jupiter area. You know, doing research about these areas and finding out what is going to be the best fit for you is super, super important. You know, I would really recommend that you start off by identifying the places or the place or places that you want to live, even if you're only considering South Florida, because again, you know, we've got Tequesta, Jupiter, Juneau, Palm Beach Gardens, North Palm Beach. You know, you can go out to Jupiter Farms, and this is just North Palm Beach County. We're not even talking Martin County or the center of Palm Beach County. I mean, there's all sorts of options. If you need help with that, we can help you. But again, not to take up too much time with that, let's get into one of the most popular neighborhoods in this area to live in a single family home, or really just period, under $1 million, and that is going to be ABACOA. ABACOA is an awesome community. It's located just off of Donald Ross Road, right by 95. It's got easy access to 95 and shopping. It's a massive community. There's actually kind of 20 sub-communities that make up ABACOA, and you've got condos in there, you have townhouses in there, and you have single-family homes. Single-family homes range from, you know, 1,700 square foot, 2 bedrooms, you know, all the way up to over 4,000 square feet. So you have a wide range of properties. It's a stunning neighborhood when you drive through. It's so pretty, lots of mature trees, all ages in there too, from just people just starting out in life. You've got families, you know, you've got snowbirds in there, and just really cool place to live. You have Roger Dean Stadium, that's really fun. You've got the ABACOA Town Center, which has got some restaurants and shops. So if I didn't mention, again, it is non-gated, but we've placed a lot of people in there and they feel super comfortable. You know, you've always got to do your research on what's gonna make you feel comfortable, but most people we know in there feel really safe, and it's just got such a cool feel, as I said. So that is a place that a lot of people, even outside of our area, have heard about. So one other thing about ABACOA, you've got varying ages. That started being developed in kind of the early 2000s, and then there's still a couple of lots that are being built, but most of the stuff was kind of between that 2003 to 2015. All right, so let's move on to something a little bit different. Little bit different feel, a little bit different setup, and that's moving us over to Evergreen. So Evergreen is a little bit older community, a little bit more established, or I guess it's just been there longer. Now, it's a gated community as well. It is just off of Donald Ross 2. It's very close to ABACOA and has an amazing location as well, but it's a gated community. You have a gate on the south side and the north side of the community, and that is a manned gate, right? So anytime you drive up, if you've got a guest or somebody's visiting, they're actually going to talk to a security guard. Very large neighborhood as well, but not nearly as big as what you're gonna find over in ABACOA. Not as many different styles in there, but you do have different housing. You do have some condos, townhouses, and then you've got the single families there as well. Now, one thing that you need to be aware of in Evergreen is on the east side of the community, there is a train that runs up and down, so you've got to be aware of that, but still excellent choices over there. They've got the estate section in there. And then they have an awesome community center. Now, not anybody can come in and use it like they can over at ABACOA, but it has got such a cool pool. And they've got a restaurant up there, they've got volleyball, they've got basketball, they've got a couple hot tubs, all looking over this big pond/lake that you see right when you drive in the community. It's such a cool feel. Now, I know it gets kind of busy because it's supporting so many homes, but people love to go there and really have a good time. So Evergrene is another great option. And honestly, I want to tell you guys something before we move on to the number 3. So one thing that you need to know is on each one of these communities, we've actually done longer videos and more specific or do a deeper dive into them and give you more information. So if on this kind of shorter version, any of these sound good to you, make sure you go ahead and check out the other videos. And another thing too is, hey, we do this for you. So if this is your first time visiting us on this channel, go ahead and click the like button, click subscribe, so you can learn about anytime we post new content and you'll be in the know about South Florida. So, all right, number 3. This is something that people come here often looking for, but it's really hard to find in North Palm Beach County, and that is new construction. We don't have very much new construction in the Jupiter area. There's just not land left to build on right now. It is being developed more out to the west than it has been in the past, but not really up in Jupiter. You run into Jupiter Farms and some other things. So anyway, bottom line is there's really not any land to build on. So Alton is one of the last new construction communities, and it is absolutely stunning. Again, you've got condos, you've got townhouses, and you have fantastic single family homes. It's a beautiful community. They did an amazing town center there as well, with tons of restaurants, tons of shopping, really cool place to hang out. A lot of people hop on their carts and just drive over there. They've got a really cool amenity center too, with the pool, the gym. They've got cabanas over there. It's really spectacular. Now, I will tell you one thing that's a little bit different compared to some other communities that have been developed a little earlier on is when you're in Alton, a lot of the homes have kind of a long, narrow feel to them. You still get a lot of square footage. They're big houses. They've got great floor plans, and they are gorgeous on the inside, but they've got a longer, narrow feel, and you've got courtyards and then kind of alleyways, so you don't have the backyard space. For someone that wants to have more kind of a privacy feel, Alton may not be the right fit for you. It's an awesome option, just kind of a little bit different in the actual setup of the neighborhood itself, but definitely something worth checking out. And we have people that absolutely just love Alton. Oh, one more thing too. Alton is another one that is non-gated. It is a non-gated community. Doesn't mean it doesn't have an association. Doesn't mean it's not beautiful, because it is, but it is non-gated. So let's hop over to number 4. Not as many people are going to know about our number 4. Alton's pretty well known because it's so large. Number 4 is called Mirabella. So Mirabella actually falls a little bit south and kind of hops into Palm Beach Gardens, but it's close enough to Jupiter that it's definitely something that I wanted to mention. The really cool thing about Mirabella is that it's kind of off the beaten track, like I said, so not as many people know about it, and sometimes you can really get a little bit better value in there. And I gotta tell you, I haven't been able to figure out why, because you have fantastic houses, it's a fantastic layout, it's a gated community, you've got the pool, you've got the fitness center in a great area, but again, a little bit more value. You're gonna get, we don't price things, of course, using price per square foot, but the fact is, for this conversation, you're gonna get a little bit more per square foot for the price. So if that's something that you're looking for and you like the neighborhood, which like I said, is in an excellent area, then that's really something to look at. I will tell you, the one thing for me personally about Mirabella that I don't like as much as, let's say, ABACOA, or one of the other neighborhoods that we're going to talk about, even Alton, is when you drive through, I think it lacks a little bit of the maturity and kind of the nature, the vegetation in there. It can feel, sterile is way too strong of a word. It just, I don't know, the curb appeal of just the neighborhood itself isn't as attractive. And I mean, we've got a pretty high bar set from some of these other neighborhoods, so I don't want you to scare you away. Mirabella is an awesome community, but just something that I definitely thought that I would mention to you. So All right, here we go. Let's move into number 5. So number 5 is another community that we've visited before. This is a really, really popular community, especially when people get down here, and that is the Shores. The Shores is a really, really large community just north of Indiantown, so it's very close to everything. This is another non-gated option. Now, the Shores was developed longer ago, or probably in the, I believe, 1980s, 1990s. And so what's really cool about the Shores, something that I really like, is when you're in there, it doesn't feel as cookie cutter as some of the newer construction stuff does. Homes feel a little bit different in there, and kind of the opposite of what I was just talking about with Mirabella. It's been there so long, you're looking at really, really mature trees, a really developed neighborhood. It's absolutely beautiful to drive through there. One drawback to the Shores is you do have a lot of frame construction, and what that means is you either have a stucco exterior with frame interior, or maybe you have wood siding as opposed to CBS or concrete block. So listen, the thing about South Florida, there are people that don't mind frame construction and people that do. Nobody minds concrete block, right? Like, that's what everybody wants, but some people don't want frame construction. So that's just something to be aware of in your search. It comes into play when you're looking at insurance. It matters with termites, although concrete block structures have termite or have wood and can have termite issues as well. So anyway, I digress. Back to the community. It's a really cool place to check out. A lot of mainly single-story homes in there. You do have some 2 stories, but not as many, and it's definitely worth taking a peek. Very reasonable association fees in there, and just you've got some parks and some nature trails. It's totally worth seeing. So there you go. I mean, that's it. There are 5 of my favorites in the area. Now, those aren't all of my favorites. Those are just 5 under $1 million that I thought you would want to know about. And again, if you didn't do it already, remember, click that like button and hit subscribe so we can keep making these videos for you. Listen, what I would ask folks is, hey, what do you like about this? What do you want to know more about in these neighborhoods? Throw us some questions below so we can answer the questions that you need to hear about these neighborhoods. And that's what we're here for. Like I said, what I suggest is really when you come down, or if you're thinking about moving to the area, one of the things that you should do very first is try and establish where do you want to live, right? Like, start by counties and then just kind of keep narrowing it down. And that's what my team is here to help you do. First, we want to find out what is the best place for you to be, what suits you the most as a person or as a family that's going to make you the happiest. And then let's really dive into the actual communities that make the most amount of sense, whether you want an association or you don't want an association, you want a gate, you don't want a gate, you want a golf course, you don't want a golf course, close to the water, far to the water. So many options when you come here. They're never ending, but that's what we want to help you find. And we've got all the partners to help get that done too. So whether you're paying cash, you want a loan, we are here to help. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you like any of these neighborhoods, make sure you check out the other videos that we've done on these that dive a little bit deeper, or reach out to us if you have any other questions. Thanks again. Talk to you later.